8th grade will be the best 3 years of your life. Students are threatened every year that they better do their work or they won't graduate. It is an empty threat that gets 23 seconds of respect. After that, students return to gossiping, daydreaming, or whistling pop songs to no one in particular. There is a reason these threats never become reality, and that reason is Charlie Humphreys. 23 years ago, Charlie failed every class on his report card, failed to show his report card to his parents, and failed to care about failing. What no adult understood is that Charlie loved middle school 99. He loved spending 2 hours detention after school. He loved his punishments before school. He even loved summer school. When Charlie failed, he actually succeeded. Because of his odd version of love, Charlie managed to spend more time at middle school 99 than any student in history. And his method was failure. Charlie managed to get a -10 on his spelling test. He would only write about the future in history class. His science labs would explode. His algebra was poetic. His poetry assignments solved algebraic equations. In gym, he would sing, and in drama class, he would wrestle. Charlie was brilliant in getting the lowest possible grades in every possible subject. Charlie was also smart about getting in trouble. He once brought a water pistol to class. Most troublemakers would simply shoot it at people, but Charlie was special. He sat in the back of class and shot the ceiling. That way, when the water dripped on the students, they thought the ceiling was collapsing. Every day the custodian would inspect and swear that nothing was going wrong. And every day Charlie would find a new spot to create a phantom leak. He was never caught until he took a selfie with the water pistol and posted it on the principal's door. When he got 5 hours detention, he celebrated quietly, looking at the ceiling with great pride, joy, and belonging. He loved middle school 99. Charlie was brilliant, and he successfully repeated the 8th grade 2 times. Something different needed to happen for a kid who loved punishment. The school psychologist, Dr. Kerensky, was called into the school to observe Charlie. Dr. Kerensky watched Charlie's health class learn about meditation. Everyone knew Charlie was going to ruin the lesson, but to everyone's surprise, Charlie was quiet. The health teacher, Ms. Lester, challenged the students to see if they could match her inner stillness, her unique calmness of mind, by not moving or talking. What no one knew is that Charlie hid a remote-control fart machine in her seat cushion. He had the remote in his palm, and he was determined to challenge the Zen mind of middle school 99's health teacher. The first fart sound was a light squeeze of wind that clearly came from underneath Ms. Lester's butt. To Ms. Lester's credit, she didn't move or say a thing, but her nose did sniffle in curiosity. After 1 minute of controlled silence, Charlie pressed the green button firmly. This released a stronger flush sound that was impossible to ignore, and the students either snickered or laughed or inched away because they were afraid of the smell. Even Mr. Kerensky wondered, what did Ms. Lester have for lunch? Ms. Lester could not stay in her meditative pose and had to react to the accusatory eyes. She told the class not to be rude, as she circled 5 times around her seat cushion, trying to figure out where the sound came from. She even lifted this cushion, but could not find the source of the mysterious sound. She too thought that maybe her lunch was too gaseous, or maybe she was getting too old to control her butt. Either way, she returned to her seat, settled the class down, and was determined to teach the value of meditation. She was also thankful that the fart did not smell. Unfortunately for Ms. Lester, there was a red button on the remote. Charlie hesitated for a moment because the instruction manual stated that the red button was only for emergency revenge scenarios, but it was too tempting. Just as Ms. Lester fell into a peaceful position, he pressed the button as hard as he could, and the explosion was amazing. It was the wettest, nastiest fart you have ever heard, with bonus sounds of diarrhea. The reaction was even more impressive. Not only did Ms. Lester scream, she ran. And not only did the class follow her, but they also mimicked her fart as they chased her down the hallway. Charlie left the remote on Ms. Lester's desk, made sure his initials were visible on the back cover, and gave Mr. Kerensky a look of triumph. Massive detention would be coming his way. To Charlie's surprise and disappointment, he was not punished, but he was praised for his prank. Teachers gave him high fives because Ms. Lester was considered a snob and needed a humbling experience. Charlie thought that this was an odd response, but he didn't think it was suspicious until he received a letter of commendation for falsely pulling the fire alarm. The certificate said that he was commended for thinking ahead and preparing the school for an emergency. He absolutely knew something was wrong when his picture of stealing a computer was on a green wall devoted to recycling unused materials. What was happening? Charlie remembered that the consequences of his mischievousness changed the day Mr. Kerensky showed up to observe him. Charlie went to the psychologist's office and demanded the truth. Mr. Kerensky was transparent, explained everything, and gave Charlie the worst possible news. No matter what he did, Charlie was going to graduate. Charlie felt defeated. He pleaded for more detention, more punishments, more parent conferences, and more tests to fail. But it was too late. He had to admit he was scared to leave middle school. He didn't want to start all over again in a new school, but he had no choice. Charlie failed for the first time in his life by not being able to fail. Charlie graduated and is no longer a student at Middle School 99, but his presence is everywhere. Whenever a teacher gets weak with consequences, a dean gets soft with punishments, or a principal gets forgiving, they are probably thinking that you might be failing on purpose. Never mistake their true motivation. It is not kindness. It is not caring. They are scared of Charlie Humphreys. You can thank him anytime. And oh yeah, if you ever farted but really didn't fart, do not get scared. That's the revenge of Ms. Lester's ghost, whose presence also can sometimes be felt, smelled, and definitely heard. She is still looking for Charlie Humphreys and always will be.